So, first thing I want to talk about is I know in my video last week I had mentioned that I was thinking about recording the eclipse that was happening, and I did, and I also actually uploaded it, but I decided to keep it private for a couple reasons. The first one being that there was neighbors and my family talking during the video, and I kind of just didn't feel right uploading content. That has people other than myself talking in it. Even if, I did have my family's consent, I didn't have the neighbors' consent. I didn't mention that to them, and it just didn't make me feel right. So I do have the video uploaded, but it's private. And the other reason being that it was just like a complete overcast that day. The sky was almost entirely cloudy and you couldn't see the sun. So while it was kind of cool to get to see things go dark like that in the middle of the day, it was also a little bit disappointing to not get to see, the full thing. I had never seen something like that before. So it would have been neat to have gotten to see what it's like in its entirety, but it was still a cool experience, and it's cool to have the video, even if it didn't feel like something that I could share or that would be, a good thing to share. So, yeah, I just wanted to address that because I felt like I kind of said I was going to do something, and it seems like I didn't, but I did do it. I just did it a little differently than what I had planned, and the whole thing kind of went different than what I had planned to with the overcast and everything. So other than that, it was my first week back to work after the Easter break, and that was like a bit difficult to adjust to. But what really kind of messed with me this week was having an unexpected bill for getting the brakes fixed in the car that I drive, which I'm kind of borrowing because I don't have a car myself right now, but my brother can't use his own car. So I use my brother's car. And the reason why I don't have my own car is because when we moved here, my car itself needed its brakes fixed at the time. Um, and we couldn't afford it, and we couldn't afford to bring it, so the car got sold for a whole $200, which, with the way used car prices are right now, feels really awful to think about. Because there was nothing wrong with it other than that. It was in good shape. Just needed new brakes. So, yeah, I had to pay for new brakes in my brother's car that I drive and use to get to and from work and appointments, and that was $1,000, and that kind of felt pretty devastating to hear. So it really messed with my mind and got me thinking about a lot of things, like my finances and everything, and where I'm at with my life, and just it really spiraled. It was like it turned into a major negative mental health spiral, and it didn't help that my skin was still breaking out, and I just didn't feel good about how I looked, about where I'm at with my life, how much money I have, and so on. And it just kind of fed into itself and really spiraled out of control. I was not feeling good, and I feel like kind of frustrated with that because I already, I know techniques for dealing with that sort of thing. I know how to practice things like that, read about things, including, like even a book I've been reading recently, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Pardon my language, that's the title of the book. Uh, that book even talks about like, spirals like that, or things just kind of feeding on itself, like negative thoughts and things like that. So like I'm conscious of those things. It just it was difficult to put it into practice in the moment. It almost just it's easy to get stuck in, I guess, even still with all that I've learned and everything. So yeah, it was difficult to come out of that. But one of the things that did help is actually being at work, despite how much I didn't want to go, um, because of both how I look and just kind of how I was feeling, and just wanting to be able to sleep more. Um, but being at work and the kids being happy to see me and my coworkers being sweet, all of that really helped. And especially on the day that I was feeling the worst, where I felt like I was trying not to cry as I went in, I just kind of got rushed down by the little kids that I basically take care of at my job, and they gave me hugs and everything, and that almost made me cry too. Uh, it's just kind of weird because it's almost like they knew or something. It's, like weird things like that that happen. Even with like your pets too, like the little dog we have, it's almost like they can like pick up on how you're feeling. And yeah, it's just kind of like a weird thing, I guess, but it's nice too. At least, the goodness that comes from it. Um, I'm really grateful for that. Uh, so that helped me out a lot. Because they also got me like, smiling and laughing just with the things that they do and everything, being silly and stuff. Uh, so I managed to kind of get out of it. And that's kind of nice and a relief, because I don't like enjoy being in that kind of place and feeling like hopeless and everything. And like my life is messed up. I don't like feeling that way. I mean, I don't think anybody does, but yeah, I don't know. Don't know what else to say about that, but I also don't think I know what else to talk about. I guess I could mention that, it's been a week since that fifth laser hair removal, and I do see like the changes again with that, and that's nice too. Uh, so I don't know. I guess it's working out nicely, and I'm also grateful for that. I gosh, I really don't know what else to talk about. I thought I had everything figured out enough to make a another video, but I guess things didn't end up to be as time consuming, if that's the right way to put it, as I thought they would. Uh, I have wanted to give some updates on my mom's situation. I know it's been kind of been a while since I've talked about that, and there hasn't really been updates particularly, except that when they did scan like her brain, that they didn't find anything there, and I'd wanted to say something about that for a while. I just didn't feel like it was the right time, and she did have her radiation treatments and everything, and those have gone well as far as I can tell. She does seem more like her usual self, though she doesn't like the side effects of it. And I guess we're just waiting now to hear the results of how the treatments are doing. And I think that's coming up pretty soon. I think it's either this month or next month that she goes in again. So I'm interested in that, and I'm still, believing in her and everything being all right. I also kind of, admittedly, don't really like talking about that sort of thing. And I apologize if the video just shook right now, or the sound or whatever. I kind of have to sit in a weird way to do this with like my feet on my bed while I sit on like a bench near the window. It's kind of an awkward way to do it, but it's one of the only ways I can keep the camera steady. I still need to kind of figure out a better thing. Haven't done it yet. Don't like spending money because of my financial situation. I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually. Uh, so that's about it, I guess. There's not too much time left. So it's another week back at work, and I think that this week will be better than the one before. And I really, really appreciate anybody that watches these. I hope that they can be helpful in some way, even videos like this. And I wish you the absolute best. Please take care. Bye.